I am friends with many astrologers. Many of them are my dear friends. One astrologer friend of mine told me that sometimes politicians will come to him with their opponent's charts and say, how can I bring this guy down? And when I speak to my astrologer friends, I'm surprised that those in power are the ones who consult these guys the most. I'm wearing 2 rings, so obviously I'm guilty as charged of falling prey to this mystical science, as many say. But it's a tricky terrain, because you never know when you go from let me seek good guidance to let me deliberately have multiple opinions, and ultimately you start only surrounding yourselves with, like many people do, astrologers who will give you remedies for immortal life or help you prevent some tragedy. So this business of soothsayers has always fascinated me, where you will have someone saying, I had a bad omen. Okay, let's fix this omen by doing this special ritual. And kings have always done this in the past. They will perform incredible, like in Hinduism, we've got the Ashwamedha ritual and many others, right? Let's talk about this man's inner private life, his divinations, his tries with mysticism, and all the ways in which he uses his dreams and soothsayers to inform his decisions. I can, for instance, I can start with one of his dreams where he's with a handsome man, and then man is converted into a beautiful woman. And then his interpretation is that it stands for the Marathas, and they're all secretly women, effeminate, right?
Yeah. So I think so. After this, particularly the defeat in the Third Mysore War, he becomes so insecure about himself. He can't trust his right hand, can't trust his left hand. He sleeps in a suspended hammock in his royal chambers because he feels someone is going to secretly assassinate him. So all kinds of things, and in that uncertainty, he also learns astrology himself. So he's quite proficient in reading his own chart, and all the time, everything is done with the help of astrologers who will tell him what to do. In fact, on the last day of his life too, he has this that morning on 4th of May 1799, a very momentous day in the history of India. An iron pot full of oil, he's looking into it, his reflection, nazar utarne ke liye or whatever, and then he's confiding with them, when do I go out to fight, the transit of Mars, what is that happening, all these kind of things.
So he goes that detailed.
Yeah.
If you want to watch small segments of the podcast, subscribe to Dostcast Clips.
And I think this whole business of dreams, he was a very, very vivid dreamer. And it is said that every day he would wake up and actually spend about 2 hours in his toilet, where he would sit and write these dreams down, which he saw the previous night. And I managed to access the original handwritten dreams of this man, which still lie in the British Library.
Persian?
In Persian, yes.
Yeah.
So he was writing in Persian, everything. There's hardly anything in Kannada.
Then how did you get it translated?
I had initially tried to learn Persian, and that ended in a huge disaster. So I said, okay, I'll rather employ someone to translate them for me. Those dreams are also full of violence, full of gore, as you said. Prophet Muhammad appears, or there is an angel who comes and tells, go so far, kill that, break this. There's a strange cow that comes, which he actually is
considers an enemy.
It's actually the Travancore Raja, and then he cuts off its legs and all kinds of things like this, which are very, very, and he wants to break the Saligram, the sacred stone for Vaishnavas, which as an embodiment of Lord Vishnu. So, in fact, I got some of those dreams even psychoanalyzed, because
yes, please talk to me about that.
Yeah, because dreams are index of your subconscious mind, what you're constantly thinking about. And it came out very clearly there that this man was consumed by hatred, consumed by violence, and there was probably not a single day in his life when he didn't have a fight or a war to engage himself in. In fact, look at the amount of hatred that he had, that even in his room you had this tiger toy which he used to play with every day apparently. It is a huge contraption of a tiger, actually wooden contraption of a tiger attacking a fallen British soldier, and it had a crank or something which you had to turn, and then the entire thing would rotate, and there would be growls of the tiger and the howls and shrieks of the man, and it is said he would keep listening to this every day to give himself inspiration that I have to attack the British this way. And the tiger was the motive of his kingdom. So it's like the Sarkar-e-Khudadad, feasting on the East India Company.
Yeah.
So there was this unbridled hatred that he, of course, had.